C Oyster in Hollywood.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defoe, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, or is it evening yet? I don't even know, but all I know is it is round 2 of a Wednesday doubleheader on the Lunchbox today. And first we were in my hometown of Dania Beach, and now we've gone a little bit further down Federal Highway in downtown Hollywood. We're on Harrison Street, and it is the new hotspot in downtown Hollywood. Some of the best food I've had all year, or I don't know, in several years, because this place is just killing it when it comes to the culinary scene. J C Oyster. We are now loaded up, locked and loaded on the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group. We've got Lubie back, and we are welcoming to the show the proprietor here of J C Oyster, Cesar Cifuentes. Welcome to the Lunchbox.
Thank you, Mike. Pleasure being here, being part of the show. Excited that we're actually doing it on site. That's a lot of
That's
dynamic.
what we do on the Lunchbox. We have technology today is an amazing thing. It is now have computer, will travel. You got a little camera. We got a nice clean picture. You see the beautiful background. This is a live picture of what is going to be a happening bar hopefully soon. You guys are open Wednesdays through Sunday. You've been open how long now? Like not even a month, right? About a month?
So officially April 3rd. So today's the 8th. Looking at my phone really quick. So just a little bit, a month and a week almost. Currently open 5 days a week, Wednesday through Sunday from 5 to 10 p.m.
Right. Dinner only to start, because it's like, this is a newborn. It's like, before you could run and even walk, you got to kind of, open your eyes to the world. You see what's going on around you. And obviously restaurants are, things where you kind of get the feedback, you get the vibe going, and then it keeps growing from there.
It's a very fluid environment. In fact, we have adjusted hours, days already in the short 30 days. The people do give you the feedback, and we try to, we're here for our guests, right, at the end of the day.
Yeah. You're not a newcomer to this block or even the restaurant game, because right next door to J C Oyster, you've been operating a place for a couple of years, and that name of it is Osaka. I always butcher the pronunciation, or how is it pronounced?
Osaka. So
Osaka.
It's the easiest way to always remember it. I think you'll never forget it again. Is if you're associated with the Japanese city
Osaka. Osaka. But
yes,
this
sir.
is spelled like the Mexican.
Well, not
province,
even because so it's a Oaxaca, right?
Yeah, I'm terrible with my pronunciation.
Even people, let me tell you, even people who speak Spanish can't pronounce Oaxaca. It's such a strange word, and a lot of people don't know this, but there's a lot of places, dialects in Mexico where the X is pronounced like an S.
Yep.
Okay.
So hence Osaka on the pronunciation.
Yeah, and again, you're combining the fusion of
Mexican and Asian fusion. So that's just the name. So we took, and admittedly, we don't have a lot of food from the region Oaxaca, but it was more of a Mexican and Asian fusion. So we kind of played with those two words. They had a baby. Osaka was born. So my argument is like, listen, I made up the word. I can pronounce it however the hell I want. Right? So,
and things there you find, is it like the sushi burritos or kind of or
no? So the best way to describe it is like Chipotle is obviously very famous. I think the most successful Mexican outside of Taco Bell, if you can, that's quick service. But we like to describe it as like a Chipotle with an Asian twist. Now, the difference is a little bit more elevated, of course. I think our prices are maybe 30, 40, 50% higher than Chipotle, but we make everything from scratch every single day in our kitchen.
Right.
Here on site.
And that opened when? It was when I was still with the paper, so that's a little over like 4 years ago, right?
The first month was November of 2015.
It was? Wait, it was at the Yellow
farmers-
Green Farmers
at the
Market.
Yellow
Right.
Green.
It gave you, you hatched it at that good food incubator over a little bit west of 95, the Yellow Green Farmers Market. And then you brought it into brick and mortar form.
So people wanted it more than just 2 days a week.
Oh, wow.
Right.
And we had ambition. I have a software business that I've had for people that know me. I'm been in the software industry for about 22, 23 years
Oh,
now,
wow.
maybe going on 24.
That's amazing.
We had an office on Harrison Street. I've always loved downtown. I've always loved Harrison. And I had an eye set on the space for Osaka. I said, man, if God forbid, if that tenant moves or whatever happens, we want to capitalize on and move into that space. And,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what happened. So it took, I think we were kind of famous for a year and a half opening. It was a completely new build out.
Hollywood
Oh, wow.
has its challenges sometimes, even though
Yeah.
we
Most of
love
South
Hollywood.
Florida.
We love
Yeah.
Mayor Josh Levy is always very restaurant friendly, but some of the the hurdles in getting a restaurant open,
Yeah,
I know.
and I think it happens in every city, right?
Yeah.
I mean, me, it was actually the first time I've ever built anything from scratch. I mean, we literally had 3 walls. The whole storefront was knocked out and covered in plywood. And I dove into the construction arena as an operator, but I was very hands-on through the entire process. So I say that it took maybe 8 months than it should have,
Yep.
but nevertheless we opened up and then
what month? What year was it opened?
so
in?
downtown Hollywood we opened in November of 2019.
Okay, that's what, because I was still at the Sun Sentinel at that point, and I remember I came in, met you, ate a couple of things, but didn't write a full formal review. I think I wrote a little feature story about it and moving from the Yellow Green Farmers Market, and then I left the paper right when COVID hit and the whole world
The
kind
whole
of
world
stopped.
collapsed. Yeah.
And but now here we are. Osaka is still there and going strong, and now it has a baby brother, sister. I don't know what you call it. Well,
Baby
J&C,
sibling.
yeah, baby sibling.
Sibling.
I don't know if restaurants are feminine, masculine, or they.
They're everything.
I don't know what pronoun restaurants take.
That's J C Oyster.
But J&C, actually, it does stand for a couple of men, because you were telling me, and I didn't even get into this when I did write up a little bit of a review last month, when I came in here for the first time with a group, and we were just blown away by the food. And again, at that point, it was only open a little over 2 weeks. And just to have that level of cooking and service and everything was on point 2 weeks in. And I had also heard from other good eaters, even opening weekend, they were blown away because, you have a veteran crew here, Raheem Sealy, the chef, and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at Q, one of the best restaurants in Miami. Unfortunately, they're out of town today and aren't going to be able to be on the show, but we're going to be with them hopefully next month. But we're going to have Chef Dossie filling in. He's going to bring out some food.
Nice.
But the bottom line is the baby sibling has now been born right next to Osaka, 2035 Harrison Street. And now you can tell us, what does J&C Oyster, what does J&C stand for?
So my wife will tell you different. That's sort of the running joke. But when we had this concept in development, early stages, before Chef Raheem, before we knew it was going to be an oyster bar, a seafood restaurant, what it turned into today, we knew that we were going to do something seafood related, possibly sushi. Okay, so let's go with the name. So let's call it J&C Oyster. So here's the acronym. The J is for Julian, which is my firstborn.
Okay.
Okay.
He's 4 years old.
Okay.
Okay.
My wife's name is Anne, A-N-N-E.
Right.
Some people call her Anne. Some people call her Annie. I just
Okay.
turned her into a damn ampersand, right? So
You turned your wife into a symbol.
But I love
Into a
that symbol.
symbol.
Not
It's a
the
strong
Prince symbol, but
It's
the
just like-
ampersand. And not many people know outside the writing business what an ampersand is.
What do you mean?
But
People use it everywhere. What are you talking about?
well, I don't
Especially
know.
with texting and
They know
messaging.
they call it the and thingy.
Yeah, yeah,
the
Yeah, I don't know the name.
So,
ampersand.
so I said, my
But
wife,
Anne is.
I was like, you're
and.
part of the name. She's like, that's not my name. That's an ampersand. My name is Anne
Ann.
or Andy.
Right.
So I said,
And
close enough. I said, listen,
and
why
yeah.
don't we make it the glue that holds,
the J and the C
The
together,
C.
and you're the C.
and
right?
I'm the C, C for
Caesar.
Caesar.
Right. Now I understand you have another son,
Oh,
right?
so what happens to your other son?
Right. So we have another boy.
Yeah, what do you do with
His
that?
name is Luca.
Luca.
Oh, I love that
and-
name.
and-
I love that. Me and my wife want to use that name.
Yeah,
whenever we
but
have a
what
son.
does Luca go with?
Oh God.
If you were going to have a restaurant named Luca's, what would it be?
I don't know. That's a good
Lucas
question.
Pizza, right?
Oh, like like a pizza
Pizzeria,
place.
yeah.
So that's your next
So
venture, and you'll make it Lucas.
my wife's last name is Parisi.
Okay, so
She
she's
comes
Italian.
from a Sicilian background.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
okay.
You married
Yeah.
a Sicilian.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Very brave man.
But her father came over, and they were part of the migration into Ellis.
We've got cocktails
oh,
coming.
silent,
It is
okay.
happy hour.
in New York, of
Okay.
course, and so there's that story. So we went with a very pronounced Italian name, and I think we were honestly, I feel like we were influenced by the Disney movie Luca.
I love that movie.
because my son watched that movie maybe
A million times.
147 times in the course of the pandemic.
Yeah. I
we
watch it with my
fell
nephews
in
a
love
lot.
it. So we're like Luca.
That's a good
let's do it.
name.
That's
So
a
I'll say
great
Luca.
name.
So the ambition, of course, is
Yeah.
to eventually do a concept and call it Luca's
Yeah,
Pizzeria,
Lucas
Neapolitan style pizza.
Lucas Pizzeria. So that has you're holding him in abeyance right now. You got the J and the and for Anne and the C for Caesar. So it is a family affair.
So we'll just
here.
say J and C. We won't
Yeah.
we won't pronounce the D. We'll make
right.
the
Well, it'll
D
be a silent
quiet, a quiet D.
J
J
and
and
C.
C.
D. JNC. Yeah.
That's what we'll say from now on.
That's
J
it.
and C.
But essentially,
Oyster.
that's family history, family name.
That's great. It's a family-owned
and,
place. We love that.
it does have a nice ring to it, JNC, like
Yes.
for some reason. So from a
And-
marketing perspective, I thought it was I'll let you to pronounce in Osaka, right?
Yeah. It's easier, much easier than
It's like it's not
Osaka.
hard to pronounce.
Anyway, we're here. It's happy hour time, and look what's arrived. Some happy
These are
hour drinks.
beautiful.
Well, actually, this one is on the happy hour menu.
This
This
feels like a
is
spritz.
I think it's a blood orange
Spritz that we
And
got here.
Talking about Italy.
Lubie, that's going to be yours,
Oh, man.
unless you like banana drinks.
Well, this feels. Look, we've been very honest about Mike Mayo's trials and tribulations with his body. From what
Yes.
I know, a spritz is very light.
yeah, you know
and
what?
that's what we're trying to have
I'm gonna
you
let
do.
you have. The,
I love spritzes. Don't get me wrong. My wife and I lived on spritzes when we were in Italy. But this feels heavier, which I also love. You've been trying to go on the lighter side. So I feel like
But
the
actually,
spritz
I
is
don't
more
even
for
know.
you.
Is this the spritz or the PYT? That's
No,
the-
no, that's definitely the spritz.
Definitely
That
the
feels like a
spritz.
spritz. That looks
Okay.
like
Definitely the Spritz.
But this one is a showstopper. Everybody was
beautiful.
getting these
This
when I
looks
was
fantastic.
here on a Friday night recently, and it
that-
was a
that-
packed house on a Friday. The weekends are doing really well, I hear, right? And that's good.
Yeah, the weekends are. We just, in fact, I think I was telling you before the show. This previous Saturday or Sunday, or I'm sorry, Friday or Saturday, I should say, it was a record day.
Nice, and that's
Oh,
what you want. You
well,
want to
that's
keep
the-
building. Now that's the pretty
That's-
rosé drink. That's
That's
the
the
PYT.
PYT. So that is a vodka-based
say.
drink.
That feels like PYT.
This is a rum-based drink,
Right.
and obviously Aperol.
This one, I don't. Look, I hate to assign genders to drinks, but
That's nice.
I don't know. Do I lose my man card if I
No,
go
who
for this
cares?
drink?
Can I tell you something?
Which
Mike?
one is more
I-
girly, the rosé,
cares about
the
girly?
spritz, or
It's not about girls. It's what
PYT.
tastes good.
I gotta tell you,
What you
Yeah.
enjoy.
I've seen more men with this drink than women.
All right.
I don't know why.
Because it's probably great. Who cares?
And I'm going
Men
in
don't
because
care.
again, I think this one fits my new lifestyle dietary needs. It's Kettle One. Vodka is very good for me. Again, there's no sugar in vodka. Sakura is what is Sakura? Is it a sake or a kind of sake derivative? I should know this, and I don't. But we'll get the mixologist involved in a minute.
yeah.
But and then it's rose, and literally there's rose petals on here,
Rose
and it's
petals
some
that are edible,
citrus,
of course.
and
yeah.
it looks like a nice little the
the technique here is to shake the
foamy.
hell out of it to create that natural foam.
we
The
got the
foam's
foam.
perfect.
But it is pretty
Okay,
tasty.
I have to video you drinking
And this is
In
there's
spite of
no
me
egg
saying
white
everything
in
I
it. It's
said.
just a foam that you get by
No,
somehow.
so it's not egg white. It's not chickpeas. Mixologist uses a special product. It comes in a powder form to create that. All natural, of course,
nice.
nice.
and it creates that
So
effect.
It's not a milk mustache, but I think I am going to be getting a mustache soon.
100%.
Should I go in on the rose side or the frothy side?
Go
Okay,
for
no.
the,
Go for the
non-rose
froth.
first. Yeah.
I don't think I've
You're drinking
tried
that
those
so daintily.
flowers yet.
I love how daintily you're drinking
I
that
got my
drink.
pinky up.
Yeah, it's the way to do it.
I tell you
You're
what.
very classy. Caesar, you're getting to see the classy Mike Mayo.
I like it.
Thank goodness you're here. I don't get
That's
to
a
see it that
very
often.
cool, refreshing drink. I could see a lot of those being consumed in the summertime by me.
I feel like it's here. So
And,
It's a little scary because I mean there's a good amount of vodka, but it's
Oh,
such
really?
well balanced that
That doesn't scare me.
it doesn't feel
Salads
Oh,
scare
wow.
me.
you after taking one sip, you agree you could
Oh no, I
Put
could.
a pound.
4 or 5
And
of these
now,
down.
are
right?
these rose petals edible? What do we do with
He
this?
said
Yes,
they're
those are
edible.
Of
They're
course.
edible.
So I'm gonna go. You have a little crunch.
I mean, it's yeah. You can. They
They
look
also
hard.
have
I would think they have
a little bit of a floral essence when I'm chewing on them. I like. Yeah, you know what? It's something different. It's herbaceous.
Beautiful drink.
I'm gonna call it herbaceous. I'm gonna stick with the foam side and just leave the rose petals for a little decorative
Yeah,
until
yeah.
we get to the end.
So
For-
this
for look
drink
and
is
feel.
fantastic, and I think it's very scary because you talk about being able to put a drink down. This is delicious.
Smooth as well.
This
right?
is amazing. This drink.
I think from a mixology standpoint, I think that's maybe one of the holy grails in crafting a perfect cocktail is obviously to achieve a perfect balance. But
Yep.
you don't want to have a drink that's too filling when you don't want another one, or
Yep.
too sweet where it's like, oh, I want to switch to sour.
Yep.
I think that if you try a beverage and you go for that same thing multiple times, I think it's a perfectly balanced cocktail. And I think that's something that we've achieved here with the mixology program.
Yeah, no, it looks like, you got a full wine list here, bubbles, sake, all kinds of good stuff. We'll get into the food in a minute, but I did want to talk about happy hour. The spritz, they have 3 different types of spritzes on the happy hour menu available for $12 each. You also have some spirits that are available for $8: vodka, rum, gin, tequila, bourbon, different different labels. Again, the vodka is a Haku, which
Haku it's our house vodka. Believe it or not, it's
Nice.
it's a Japanese vodka imported
all
from
for that.
Japan. Imported from Japan, so it is a,
Oh, wow.
a beautiful, beautiful vodka.
Yeah, and then you got some wines for $7 and beer for $6, including Asahi Super Dry and a Founder's Ice Session IPA. You
and
can't
happy hours 5 to 7.
5 to 7, and
Nice.
and you know
Every
something
day.
crazy. I don't know
Wait,
how we
wait.
make money.
Hey,
We do
every
it
Wednesday
day.
through Sunday.
Yes,
We
it's
do it Saturday
and
and Sunday.
And
I
this
know.
is
One of the reasons why you're really busy on the
this
weekends.
this is one of the things that you do when you first open. You draw people in the door, and then you'll get them in with some of these good deals. Not many places offer a happy hour all through the weekend, Saturday
rare.
and Sunday. And again, that's one more reason to come down here to J&C Oyster on Harrison Street, 2035. This is a street that's had its ups and downs through the years. I remember I come out here a long time ago when there was a beautiful place called Sushi Blues
Oh,
Cafe.
Can I tell you
Kenny and
something?
Junko, I love those guys.
I had this is way before my wife, but
Okay.
I went on a date at Sushi Blues
Okay.
many moons ago.
Yeah, that place was.
And it was a very cool place.
It was a great place.
yeah.
And Kenny, who was one of the co-owners, also was a renowned world kind of avant-garde jazz saxophonist. He'd go to Japan all the time.
Oh.
He was big in Japan, believe
Wow.
it or not. And his stage name was Kenny Millions. And he would play with some, some other cats, as they were called, and play some blues. And man, I feel very old now because I'm thinking that was like 20,
I would say-
15
I
to
would
20
say
years ago.
2020.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then now this block is, Fulvio's was here and now it's gone, but now they have a restaurant, Carmela's, which is the sister restaurant to their
Concept on the beach.
the Sardelli,
Sardelli.
Sardelli on the beach. Oh, here we go. We're starting the happy hour time. We've got some of the beautiful hamachi plate there. It's the sliced pristine fish. I tell you what, I think. Is it time to take our first break, Lubie? I've lost
Sure.
all track of time today because we're doing 2 shows. We started off at Grandpa's. We were eating great bagels and lox and kind of preparing for Mother's Day. What's going on here for Mother's Day? You're going to be open the usual hours?
Yeah, we're usual hours. Sunday, admittedly, has been one of our slower days. We're just 30 days in, so we're trying to build that up a little bit. But Sunday brunch is looking really good as far as coverage and reservations
Nice.
on Open Table. We still have some seats left, so if you want to have a special Mother's Day, we have something for everyone. Like I said, we'll get more and more into the food, but we're here on Sunday
for
sure.
this Sunday, it's the usual 5 to 10 dinner hours. Although you were talking, eventually you do want to get a brunch service going on Sundays because you think that fits the area.
Yeah, so I've been a big fan of Sunday brunches, in particular ones that have live music, whether it's a DJ or saxophonist, pianist, live entertainment essentially. Of course, younger kids like the ever flowing bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys, right?
Yeah, no, that's well, yeah, well,
But
yeah.
we want to do that. I don't think there's anything like that within a good 3 to 4 mile radius of where we're standing or sitting, I should say. So we want to sort of come in and give that to the neighborhood. We're excited for that. I think Chef Raheem has already um, developed the menu. It's went from his head to a piece of paper. Now we just have to do the food costing and order some ingredients, get in the kitchen, play around a little bit, and I think in less than 2 weeks we'll be announcing the first brunch.
Brunch. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I think it'll be a shift where, more people seem to want to go out for the Sunday brunch.
Yep.
And they're home at night getting ready for the work week or school week or,
Oh, for Mother's Day?
So, no,
Or just
for-
in general?
in general. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah. Oh, no, we love
I have seen a lot of restaurants, including our friend Luke over in Davie. He has a restaurant, Luke's, that he also just operates from, I think it's 10 or 11 until 4 in the afternoon on Sunday, and doesn't open for dinner, and just kind of gets everybody in the doors early in the day and
Yeah.
has a great presentation. And that's, I think, would work here. Yeah.
I think something too for our staff. I mean, it's just nice for them to be at home at 5 o'clock with their family on a Sunday evening.
Yeah.
And then we also close Monday and Tuesday currently, right? So
Which is
that's
great.
kind of like almost like a 3-day weekend, almost 2.5-day weekend. But
Now, do you think that eventually will change? And
I hope so.
apologize. I'm trying to get a picture of these beautiful
The
grilled
oysters look
post
ridiculous.
oysters.
listen,
And
guys,
you know what? I'm going to hold off on the break. We got to eat these.
Yeah, eat those
while
while they're
they're
hot.
hot.
Yeah, 100%.
And
Make sure you get a little bit of lime in there.
we got a
lemon,
little bit of lemon, a
lemon,
little
I
of the
should say.
citrus, a little zest. I'm going to actually get a little spritz on all of them. And I think we're going to do a happy hour toast with oysters here. Let me pass it down. We'll get one for Lubie, one for Caesar, and
Lubie,
then
here
we'll
you go.
kind of
Take your
just
pick,
do
my friend.
a
There you
bottoms
go.
up. These, we'll talk with Chef Dossi, who's going to be joining us in a minute. But I think I had these grilled oysters. There's a lot of good grilled oysters. They call them broiled oysters.
No, that's
East
interesting.
Coast with a yuzu kosho.
Yuzu kosho.
Yuzu.
Yuzu.
My
The
pronunciation.
correcting
I'm
of
just
mayo. That's
no,
interesting.
no.
Mayo's usually pretty good on
Yuzu
stuff like that.
kosho mayo. Well, I don't see the mayo. Oh, it's underneath. It's like a
Yes,
broiled.
yes.
No. So the whole thing is basically all mixed in. It's like a kind of like a compound butter. Think of it like
Yeah.
a compound mayo. So it's got all the ingredients built in. They put a dab on there and torch it.
Lubie's already down. We were supposed to do a toast, Lubie.
Cheers.
Say salute, l'chaim.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers to everybody.
There you
Kampai.
are.
And here's
we are.
to.
And while you guys do yours, I'll talk. That was
Oh my god.
freaking amazing.
Oh yeah.
Like, and what's interesting is a lot of the time on the back end, the flavor can either be
Oh.
subtle or overwhelming. The flavor on the back end is just as good as the flavor throughout. There's a touch of kick, but it's not overwhelming. That is fantastic.
It gets
That's
me
a
every
wow.
time.
fierce,
That is
seriously
fantastic.
fierce oysters right there.
That
Then we
is
got
tremendous.
some of the
Holy.
that fried chicken, which also looks pretty fierce. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back with more on the lunchbox from J C Oyster in Hollywood after these words. Be one of the best restaurants in Broward, J C Oyster in downtown Hollywood. At 2035 Harrison Street, this place is fantastic and worth a drive. It's got creative, cutting-edge seafood and more with an Asian twist and gorgeous cocktails. Chefs Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at some of Miami's best restaurants. Don't miss some of these fantastic dishes, including grilled oysters, fried chicken, and the Thai red curry crab. Open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner with daily happy hour and outdoor seating. Go to jncoyster.com for reservations and information. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. Are you looking for a good New York style slice? How about lunch specials for under $9 that come with garlic rolls and a fountain drink? I'm talking about Stromboli Pizza Kitchen in the Fountains of Plantation, 801 South University Drive. Since 1987, it's been home to Brooklyn-style pies and slices, heroes and paninis, pastas, and all your Italian-American favorites. It's got the unpretentious vibe of the pizza places of my youth with daily specials, family dinners, outdoor seating, eat-in, carry-out, or delivery. Open 7 days a week. Go to strombolispizza.com to place your order today. Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox Evening Edition, Happy Hour Edition, and right on cue, I stuffed my
So much
face.
for the elegance and class of Mike Mayo.
Well, this platter of fried chicken showed up. I cannot resist when it's hot and crispy and juicy
I can
and
see the
right out of the
steam.
fryer. And at first, I was classy.
That didn't last
During
long
the
at
break,
all.
I fork and knifed it, and then I said, you know what? I got to get one more bite in before we get back. And I failed miserably, but you guys succeeded. We welcome to the show Chef Dossi. I guess first name is George, but everybody calls him Chef Dossi, and veteran of kitchens in South Florida. Worked with executive chef Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez at Q. Is that true? Welcome to the Lunchbox.
What are you doing?
Thank you. What do we got here? And oh my God, this chicken, it's gotten better in the 3 weeks since I've been here previously.
Yeah.
It's gotten crisper and
Yeah.
darker. Not, I would say more sinister looking, but it's actually like sinister in a good way. It's
Yeah.
so, I'm not allowed to curse, but it's so freaking good.
Yeah.
It's really good. Good compliments. Can you describe a little bit about what we got in front of us?
Yeah, we got our fried chicken, our butter hot sauce, our mustard barbecue sauce, our pickled carrots, pickled tomatillos. Right here is the hamachi crudo, white ponzu, garlic oil, a little bit of serrano and shallot relish.
This is high class stuff.
Yeah.
The confit garlic, I think, is something that. So if you look at the hamachi, people are like, "What is this ingredient?" Because I mean, there's obviously garlic doesn't look like garlic because people. I mean, there is black garlic, as you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
That's kind of like in
It's
between.
like microplaned and
Yeah.
Yeah. So confit, I mean, just an unexpected ingredient. I think on the crudo. At least, I mean, I've had a lot of crudos and I've never seen one. And I think historically, I think that dish to me has a lot of sentimental history.
You can say sentimental, but I'm going to cry just looking at it.
It was
and those little slivers of jalapeno, it's just
Yeah.
so adorable.
So it's actually
I usually
serrano.
don't use the
Serrano
word
peppers.
Yeah, serrano. Oh, show you what Mr. Fancy Food Critic knows. Serrano peppers. But yeah, it's just it's a beautiful looking bite. It's
that was the first thing that Chef
I'm going
Raheem
in.
made
Mhm.
for us.
Oh, wow.
Like literally the first thing, and I'm
That's
like,
cool.
man, if this is the direction that we're gonna
Yeah.
go in, I think we'll be fine.
You say you're hired.
And what an amazing story. How we met, but that to me was like, Chef. I mean,
Well,
I can't imagine
and
what this is gonna be like.
It's unfortunate that Chef Raheem and Monica couldn't be with us. I heard that they were like uni hunting. They heard that there was a big catch of uni off the coast of Santa Barbara, and they immediately get on a plane that you guys will spare no expense. But Chef Dossi, just tell us a little bit about your background, how you met up with those guys, and how you ended up landing here.
Okay, well, I'm George from Miami. Been cooking since I was about 17. It's down in Miami. Just was friends with Raheem on Instagram. Would message him back and forth. Told me to come work for him.
At Q
Yeah,
back then?
finally went in. after that, it's been since about 2017, 2018. Been working with Raheem ever since. The drinking pig barbecue as well.
I didn't realize that you
Yeah.
were with him on that endeavor. That was his pop up during the
Yeah,
pandemic.
we were just in downtown Miami doing it a couple weeks ago. So he asked me to come over here. I said yeah. So I've been here since the
Nice.
opening. Yeah.
Good. And again, you're familiar with a lot of, the style and the execution of the dishes. I mean, it's similar, but not the same as Q.
Yeah.
And again, Raheem worked at Zuma. He also worked with our friend Tim and Blue at Sugarcane down there. But I guess how would you guys, both of you, I'll throw it first to Caesar. How would you describe the menu here and what you're aiming for with the food?
So one thing that this is a funny story. The Chef Raheem, I
How
think,
did you meet? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think people have kind of seen that story by now in the press. So I won't bore you too much with that. But we had a mutual friend essentially. I knew that I wanted to do a restaurant here, and my first interest in Chef Raheem and Q honestly was nothing to do with this concept. At Osaka, we wanted to. During the pandemic, we lost a lot of walk-in business, right? And to this day, 50% of our sales are still online. So from a marketing perspective, I said, how can we get people in the door again and get people back out, if you will? I wanted to do a collaborative dinner with the best chefs in Miami. And I had no idea who Chef Raheem was. I mean, I knew of him. I went to the restaurant. Oh, that's the main chef. Recognized him from a webpage or an Instagram, but I never spoken to him.
Right.
And I was talking about this collaborative idea from I said, listen, I want Osaka to collaborate with Chef X, and I want that chef to come in and give us their interpretation of Mexican Asian fusion, and we'll do like a again, go on open table, you buy your tickets, it's a prefix dinner, collaboration, and you have this beautiful event, maybe 2 or 3 rounds of covers during the event. During the event, make it worthwhile for someone to leave their kitchen, for a few hours, right? It's got to be worth it. So someone overheard me talk about Q. I'm like, well, if you're looking for to meet anyone there, I know Chef Raheem, and I'm like, okay, so what does he do there? At this point, this is like early on. I didn't even know he was the executive chef. And he's like, well, he's one of the main guys there. I said, well, what do you mean? Like, he's a line cook? Like, I mean, he's a server? Like, no, he is like the executive, like the number one guy. I said, yeah. I said, that's your friend? He said, yeah, that's my friend. I said, can you make an introduction? Long story short, we exchanged numbers. Raheem called me, and the offer was like, I was thinking about doing this collab dinner, but now I'm actually opening a new restaurant in downtown Hollywood. And I was wondering if you want to get involved in some way, shape, or form as a consultant, whatever it is. We talked for about an hour.
Oh, wow.
And here we are today. I mean, his name is on the menu.
And it's one of those things that the moons aligned because Raheem had moved to Hollywood, a growing family. He lives here. And I guess, like everybody, you get tired of that commute, having to go back and forth between Miami every day, and living up here. Why not take a shot and try to, raise the culinary bar here? And you guys have already done that.
Yeah, I mean, about the stars being aligned, I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. I'm a big believer of that. As a universe, you should get the notion was that he was literally in between projects. So Drinking Pig was coming to an end. They're working on a big project down in Miami. And he's sort of in between projects. And I feel like if I would have opened this place a year before, Raheem wouldn't have been involved, and I would have opened it 6 to 8 months after the fact, Raheem wouldn't have been involved.
So you got him in the sweet spot.
Wow,
and hopefully he is going to be involved for a long time. And I know that he wants, and you want to bring a brick and mortar Drinking Pig to
downtown Hollywood.
Yeah. And
he's excited.
Yeah, no,
like,
and
that's where my heart
that
is.
was, I see it now, Caesar. I see a mini food empire sprouting on this block. I know that, we have other things projects are coming to life. Eric Douglas, a good friend of mine from, Hard Rock, he has Bay and Bowl, and he has some, things going on this block. But I also see, you can have J&C, Osaka, you can bring a Drinking Pig. You can have Luca Pizza.
Yeah,
I mean, and this is what this block, it is prime for restaurant redevelopment. You've got all these apartment buildings, things on the circle are getting ready to be opened. And I
Yes.
think the stars are aligning. I
No,
think
no. So Hollywood. I mean, I think there's been a lot of talk of the revamping of Hollywood, but I think that when you look around and you see, I mean, we're looking at a crane literally from where we're sitting. We have a 16-story tower. I could throw a rock to that building. Um, Maybe about 4 or 5 towers within 2 or 3 blocks. So the movement has finally happened. It is happening. So I think it's just going to bring a whole new clientele, a new fresh air to the restaurant scene in downtown Hollywood, and we want to be a huge part of that. Having a vision of kind of getting in Osaka early. We knew all this stuff was happening. We had to be patient, but now I think a year from now the conversation is we're going to be having barbecue, possibly pizza, oysters and tacos, and God knows what else.
Look, first, we're going to get people in the door here. It's love at first bite. I mean, if you don't enjoy this food, then you're dead. I mean, you just, your taste buds, something's wrong with you, because this is, I mean, look, I tend to get a little excited
You
about
wax
food.
poetic and get very excited.
And you know me. I mean, I eat a lot. I eat a lot of good things, but to get to that level of something that when you like just smile, like when you eat something, and that brings us to the red curry, the Thai crab curry dish, Chef Dasi. Can you explain? And you can't really see it maybe so well on there, but there's this beautiful like empty crab shell that looks like it's bleached almost. I mean, but underneath it is this like fully kind of pulled apart, crab that's just crab meat, sweet meat, no cartilage, no picking, and you just kind of have this beautiful curry sauce, and you have this sticky rice with the black sesame seeds on it, and you can just mix it in, fold it in together, and it's one of the best dishes I've had anywhere in, I'm not going to say just this year, but several years. I was blown away by how much I like this dish. But is it selling, and just how do you do this?
It's probably one of our best sellers here, along with the fried chicken, the hamachi as well. Yeah, it's great.
And the Thai crab curry, I think the initial feedback is, listen, my favorite genre of food probably is Thai, but to make Thai from scratch, I mean, just to make a curry paste from scratch, right? You got 17, 25 ingredients, and even the best Thai restaurants just get the red paste, the yellow paste,
and shortcuts.
And that's acceptable. I mean, there are some very good quality pastes out there, so there's nothing wrong with that. But I am a big fan of, in my professional career, I'm in my early to mid 40s, I guess 44, I guess closer to mid.
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, man. Yep. So I've had my share of, we all go to a Thai lunch and we order red, yellow curry. I'm a big fan of curries, and not because this is where I work, but this is probably the best rendition of any curry I've ever had. Chef Rahim worked his magic. I mean, a lot of love goes into this. I mean, again, 17, 18 ingredients.
It's got soul. It's got love.
Garlic.
It's from scratch. I'm going in. I can't help it. I don't even need the rice. I'm just going into the essence. I got things dripping and drooling from. But it's so good. And I dripped it on hamachi. Excuse me, but
oh my God, Mayo.
Again, another bite where I just want to scream curse words because it's so freaking good. Guys, you got to come out here and check this out. Again, when I was the food critic at the Sun Sentinel, my top rating was 4 stars. The first place I ever gave 4 stars was Q in Wynwood.
I didn't know that.
Because
it
tantalized my taste buds, but I also loved the whole vibe. It was not pretentious. This was back before Wynwood turned into, something that was kind of overdeveloped.
It's much different now.
But this was back in 2016. And I just loved the whole vibe. It was back when still Michael Lewis was the chef, but Rahim was under him. And it was just like everything I love about food. And now that this place reminds me of that. It's unpretentious. It's on a block that is going to be up and coming. You don't have to get all dressed up. I assume you could wear shorts and even flip-flops.
Listen, we don't deny anyone for we don't have a dress code here. I mean, friendly establishment.
Just bring money or a credit card that works.
But the food is fantastic. Look, I'll peel the curtain back a little bit because Mike Mayo's very tough on early restaurants in the sense that he doesn't go to them. Like if restaurants are under 2 months open, he respects the game He respects what you all do.
I know
and
things are
he doesn't
works
want
in
to be
progress.
tough on you, but he's also very honest. So he stays away. So we're working together. He's like, before he works with anyone, he goes out there and he eats there. His credibility is big. People will go, oh, you're shilling. I'm like, no, he doesn't shill. I've been there when he's turned down people. So he left here before he even was halfway through the meal. He's texting me pictures and you don't understand. I'm like, no, I understand. There's like 40 pictures in my phone. Like the way he described the food, to actually come out here and taste it myself, it's fantastic. And to get his stamp of approval is
I was just gonna say it's we're very humble, very fortunate. I feel very very lucky to have you here.
This
Number
is a
one,
partnership I wanted to, because I want this to succeed, people.
But
this has to succeed.
But number two, your passion for what we've done here, I think can be shared. And if you read our reviews, I mean, I think the
yeah, you said you already got an accolade, right? Open Table. Tell me about this.
So Open Table, Kip Hunter Marketing, which is our PR agency. I've known Kip for 20 plus years, if not very
local
close.
legend in the PR game.
Oh man, so. I actually provide services to her, and now it's vice versa. So it's kind of cool putting money in her pocket.
Symbiosis, yes.
But she was very happy today. She's like, Caesar, did you read? What's going on? I said, you have been named top 5 restaurants in Fort Lauderdale. Mind you, we're in Hollywood, right? But
no, they got the Greater Fort Lauderdale.
They consider it, the Greater Fort Lauderdale.
According to Open Table, right? It's
as long as you're not dated, it's Fort Lauderdale.
That's really what it's the same market, but we were awarded in our first 30 days top 5 restaurants on the Open Table
one
platform.
of the best in Fort Lauderdale area, in Greater Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. So we're up there with
there's a couple other places that are very well regarded. I mean, I love Heritage. Our friend Reno has an Italian place up there. I mean, I know I have my top 5.
We have
Catherine, Tim and
We
Blue.
love Union Kitchen and Bar. Again, we can go down to the list. But these are places that are established. They've been around a while now. The fact that within the first month you're getting mentioned with them, that's
because
really cool.
The food is that good. So kudos to you guys. How's it going in the kitchen in terms of
it's honestly been great. Yeah. Everyone we have is awesome. Everyone does their own thing. I think we got a great staff. Everyone, front of the house too. It's been great. Yeah.
Now, and similar to Q, it's an open kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
How much of an advantage is that for a chef to be able to have eyes on the room and see what's going on?
All our chefs back there always keep their eyes on the tables. They'll always make sure they know what's going on. So it's a pretty good advantage. I like it too. It's pretty cool.
If somebody makes a face like this and like spits something out, do you like tell the server manager go check out what happened with that dish?
Yeah, always. Yeah. If food comes back, always.
That happens very rarely though. I mean, I assume
it doesn't happen much here.
No, it's good. You guys are killing it. We're gonna we got to take. What are we up to? Break number 2.
2, yeah.
Man, this hour is flying by.
Say in your bag.
You know, when I get into the zone, when I get some good food on this break, Lubie, you're gonna have to try this hamachi because it's like every bite.
I'm scared
here,
to touch the food.
You know,
you're like grabbing it in the break.
He hates when I get excited like this, but this is the kind of food and the cocktails that complement it. It makes my nipples hard. It's so good.
That's what we want to do. We want everyone to love the food.
That's a good quote.
Welcoming.
As long as you're not scared by that quote, it's a great quote, Mike Mayo.
And I apologize, Caesar. All right. Hey, let's before we get to the next round of action, I just want to talk about our friends of another Hollywood institution, been around a little bit longer than JNC. We're talking about Delaware Chicken and Seafood Market over on State Road 7, 4191 North State Road 7. Been very proud to be associated with them for over a year. It's unbelievable. They've been in business for over 60 years. Again, 4191 North State Road 7, right across from the classic Seminole Casino there. Big chicken on the roof, can't miss it. And with all the weekend grilling season coming up, Memorial Day weekend coming up, going to want to get into Delaware to buy your steaks, sausage, house made.
Or you come out here and eat and go, I know I'm not Raheem, I'm not chef, but I want to try to be them.
Right.
You can get your stuff from Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market.
And again, they have beautiful seafood products. Stone crab season is over, but now they're going to be getting all kinds of other products. They're going to have some crabs, and you could special order some of those live Maine lobsters. You could get the beautiful fish from local waters, and also further up the Atlantic, they got beautiful products every day, 7 days a week. DelawareChicken.com is the website. Go in there and tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, let's come back and we'll talk some more food with Chef Dossi and owner Cesar Cifuentes here at J&C Oyster in Hollywood after these words. A sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hour 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and daily fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back. J&C Oyster, downtown Hollywood, 2035 Harrison Street. It's a happy hour edition on a Wednesday night. We're going to replay this later in the month. And, we've got Mother's Day coming up this weekend. It's also 954 Burger Month going on. You guys don't do a burger here, but you have bone marrow,
Yeah, we do.
which is pretty sick dish. I had that last time. Has that been selling also? And
Yeah, pretty popular. Yeah.
what's the magic, the technique with that? You just kind of roast it for
Just
hours?
Yeah, super roasted. Yeah, roast it in the oven, torch it a little bit. That's about it.
Yeah. And let me just ask you again, fried chicken. I can't stop eating it. It's so good. I did not have that. What's the? It's like the honey or a mustard.
Mustard barbecue sauce.
Mustard barbecue sauce. A little bit on the sweeter side. Is it molasses or?
Yeah, it's Raheem's recipe from the Drinking Pig barbecues.
Okay.
It's the same one. So same stuff. Yeah.
And then you've got this. It's like a chili butter.
Chili butter. Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I could just bathe in that stuff. Not that you want to see me do that, but what's the coating? How do you get it so darn crisp?
We brine it in buttermilk, a bunch of spices. It's like Korean fried chicken, so we fry it twice.
Right.
We fry it once, and then before we serve it too, we fry it again. So
Wow.
it gets nice and crunchy.
That was one of the famous dishes from Q. And the other thing that was really well known at Q was those big roasted heads of cauliflower. It was like a shiso sauce, shiso lime butter sauce.
It was
I think.
shishito pepper vinaigrette.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
I lose my credit card.
Yeah.
But here you're doing it a little bit different with that, again, with the chili butter and blue cheese kind of like
Mhm.
crumbles and
Yeah.
melted on it. I had that. It was spectacular, again, for the vegetarians in the crowd.
Yeah.
It's a pretty tasty dish.
It's a people pleaser. It's good for the photos too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely pops on the IG accounts. Yeah, I guess I just want you to continue doing whatever it is you're doing. Tonight, I am gonna try the lobster risotto, which I did not get it my first visit. The table next to me did, and they were raving about how good the balance was. It uses what, lobster stock and mascarpone cheese,
Lobster stock, butter, mascarpone. Yeah.
and it took all the discipline that I had, Caesar, not to take my spoon
to
and
go over there
dive
and go
in.
next door.
That was Connie Ogle from the Herald. We're friends, but I don't know if she would have appreciated me diving
You got to respect the risotto,
into
man.
her risotto.
Yeah.
It is, again, on the, it is the highest priced item on the menu. Have you been getting much feedback or pushback from the Hollywood crowd about the pricing? And again, this is like high quality stuff, as you mentioned. Some of these items, 17 ingredients, takes lots of labor.
Listen, I mean, I think in life, it's impossible to please 100% of the people 100% of the time. And you can read some of the reviews. I think maybe there's been like one or two that, hey, Hollywood is not ready for Miami food and Miami prices. I said, well, we don't want to be stuck in this. I think this is what we
Change
need.
your thinking, people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would much rather eat something that is superlative, out of the ordinary, and you maybe have to pay a little bit more than there's so much high price mediocrity out there.
Yeah.
And to me, that offends me most as an eater and a critic, is when you can go out and you spend like $100 on absolute crap, and I'd rather spend $130 on something that is
it's
really good.
And it's not over the top. I think it's a little bit higher for the downtown Hollywood, but we sort of see this, and I've already seen them. We've got people driving down from West Palm Beach.
Wow.
Who have seen us on some sort of media, whether it be TV or newspaper, and they leave like, that's worth the drive, and I'm planning on coming back.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was something I hit home on when I first wrote it up on Let's Eat before we came on board as sponsors, and it's something I included in the commercial. It's worth a drive, because so many people now, they kind of narrow their circle and they don't want to drive more than 5 or 10 minutes for dinner. But there are some places that are worth it, and this is one of them that, you go out of your way a little bit. Again, maybe not every week, but maybe once a month. You come, you drive 20, 30 minutes, and I'm glad to hear that people are already hearing about it and driving down from the 561 in West Palm Beach.
We want it to be a destination. Obviously, we love Hollywood. It's what gave me as a restaurateur humble beginnings at the farmers market. And
do you get offended when people call it Hollyweird? Because I'm like a long time local. I'm not a native, but I've been.
Can I tell you something? Yeah. I think it is weird.
But weird is
weird's not a bad thing.
Weird, it just means different. To me, wouldn't you rather be different? No. You don't want to be like everyone else.
No, I'd rather be weird than bougie.
Boring. You don't want to be boring.
I have a young family, so I visit a lot of parks outside of Broward. And you got to admit, this Hollywood Young Circle.
Yeah, it's great.
It's just beautiful.
They've got great festivals down there. They got great
music.
I
think Hollywood Beach was top 5 or top 10 beach in the country. So it is amazing, and I think the money, the millions of dollars that are billions even being poured into the city of Hollywood are gonna sort of change the perception a little bit. But it's always to have that quirkiness, that weirdness, which I welcome. I think it's perfect, and it makes it very unique, like you said.
Yeah, it's look, I lived in either Hollywood or Dania, which is practically the same city. Yeah, but for most, I can't believe I've been in South Florida 35 years, and basically 35 out of 35 I've been in Hollywood or Dania. I love it here. I love Young Circle. I love this strip. I love going down to the Broadwalk. And so, again, for those of you who maybe are not familiar with what's going on in Hollywood, downtown Hollywood, this is the place to be now, because it is going to be happening, growing. Things are going to be popping on this block over the next few months and years. And I'm really just so pleased to be able to be part of the renaissance that's really going to be starting with J&C Oyster. Caesar, we do have to take one more break. And again, Chef Dacia, we're going to cut you loose because it sounds like things are picking up. I hear a lot of chatter. And again, the happy hour, again, we didn't really get into some of the menu items here, but for those who maybe are looking for a better value proposition, the happy hour, you can't beat. You get these.
Well, I will tell you, the happy hour, the feedback we get is one of the best around.
Yes,
Broward, Dade, Palm Beach, a lot of items.
I could see
good portions.
Well, the drinks are great. What are some of the food
pricing.
No, here
items,
I've got the food menu right here. All right, he's got light and fresh fish dip for $9, cucumber salad for $7, roasted peanuts for $3. I love a good house roasted peanuts, and this one has sashimi and lime zest, and I guess that's a little bit of a kick. I love like boiled peanuts. These are roasted peanuts. Then you've got raw oysters, chef selection of a half dozen for $12. So $2 oysters, which is great.
On a Friday.
Yeah.
Shrimp cocktail on a Saturday. On a Saturday night. I can assemble a great meal here for $40 or
I don't know how
less.
long this is lasting, but you people need to come out here and take
broiled
it.
oysters.
It's
and
a
that
great
broiled
value.
oysters with that yuzu kosho mayo on top. Me, I'm partial to
Wait,
mayo.
the oysters we had.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
the
the
ones
oysters
that
we
we
had.
don't
for
have
Yeah,
$10.
a half dozen of those.
No,
no,
three of them.
Three. Okay,
There's
for
the
$3.
raw
for $10.
oysters, half dozen for 12.
Okay.
You've got the broiled oysters, 3 of them for 10.
Jeez.
You've got pork belly for 8, the cauliflower, the roasted cauliflower for 10, the fried chicken for 7, smaller portion,
Really?
but
Yeah, but still.
you get one and a lobster
Listen,
roll for $18.
A chicken sandwich at Wendy's costs more than that.
Yeah,
No, it does.
it
No,
does.
again,
It really
those
does.
prices are
Caesar,
100%.
I hope you don't get sick of me because I might be parking my ass on that
Hey, this
bar
is
stool
your
for
house.
about the next 30 days straight.
This is your house, man.
I
always
love
welcome.
it.
Watch
Oh,
what you
and
say.
then I will tell you, he didn't even mention it. I don't know how long we're going to do this, but
What?
right now, the lobster roll that's
Lobster
normally
roll.
$36
$18.
is half price.
Really?
price.
Oh, during a happy hour though.
Yeah.
Just during happy hour.
5
3 and a
to
half,
7.
4 ounces of
Full portion.
So it's
Yeah, and
full
now I
portion.
see lobster rolls going for 36,
Yeah, that's fine. You don't even
38.
bat your eye at
That
it.
place
Yeah.
up in Meisner has it,
So
I think,
for
for
18
$40.
bucks, I mean, it's insane.
On a Saturday at
Yeah.
6:30.
And I
Yeah,
assume this is not coming out of a cryovac bag. This is fresh steam.
No.
off
Listen,
lobster.
fresh.
You almost got sick when you said that.
we work with live lobsters here because we have to make stock for some of the
he
items.
was offended. I didn't mean to offend you. I mean, yeah, you're using nothing but the finest
Always,
quality
yeah,
ingredients, and I can't wait to come back next month for the ribbon cutting. Hopefully, we'll have the mayor here, and we'll talk to Chef Rahim and Monica. But it was a real treat getting to talk to Chef Dasi.
Yeah, it's
He's
so
going to
cool.
get back to the kitchen. We're going to take our last break, and then we're going to come back and wrap it up for this doubleheader Wednesday on the Lunchbox after these words.
Awesome.
Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First class dining, top flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets, they've got eggs Benedict, they've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. It's been a long day, Lubie. We started
It doesn't feel like it when you're eating this good and having such fun conversation. It actually flies by to me.
We started with that beautiful lox platter and some of those bagels that I shouldn't have been eating at Grandpa's in Dania Beach. And again, my new slogan, I don't know if they're going to pick up on it or not, but I kind of like it, is instead of jewelry in a box, get your mom some bagels and lox, brunch at Grandpa's. Pick it up, have breakfast in bed for
Mom. And then come here for happy hour.
And then come here Sunday evening with Mom. Bring her for the happy hour.
Lobster roll.
You can get her loaded up with great kinds. Oh, my God. Can you imagine that? Getting those broiled oysters and a lobster roll for less than $30 and a drink?
Caesar's rethinking.
Caesar's like saying, oh, my God, I've got a lost leader situation on my hands.
No, but I think, like I said, it's...
Get them in the door.
We want everybody to be able to feel comfortable and
affordability
is something that, we have some things that are very opulent. We have caviar.
Yeah.
We have a crazy $100-some seafood platter, but for the most part, like you said, for $30 you can have an amazing meal here.
Build a meal, curate an experience that will fit your budget and wallet right here, and you cannot beat the quality of the food.
Or do what Mike Mayo's going to do and have happy hour, then have dinner.
Next month, hopefully we'll get to sit down and chat with Raheem, Monica, talk about their past. I did want to talk about, there's two types of people in the world, Lubie, and in between, because we weren't on our usual time today, so I wasn't eating lunch. I was finishing up some of the yard work, housework I need to get done for my daughter's graduation party that's going to be taking place next weekend at my house. Two types of people in the world, Lubie. There's kind of blue-collar, hands-on worker people, and then there's white-collar people like me, writers, okay? I could write a food review. I could write an obituary. But today I found that I am definitely not a blue-collar person. I tried to finish the pressure cleaning on the front of my house, okay?
Pressure cleaning? That's not that.
So...
he's building a restaurant, and he's in software.
He's a software geek.
He was building a restaurant. He said he got into the construction.
I got to tell you,
can you do hands-on stuff? Do you do carpentry and electrical work or stuff?
I'll put this on blast. I mean, it's a little embarrassing, but if someone needs to change a light bulb in the house, my wife is doing.
Right.
Okay.
See, that's my dynamic.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's where I
They
am.
usually don't let me touch these things. But okay, so like I said, give me a computer, give me a headset, I'm fine. But you give me a gas powered pressure washer, and within minutes you have like smoke belching out of the side. You have flames shooting from the I think I thought the oil was low. I didn't measure I put way too much oil in it. The next thing I know, and I didn't tighten the cap, things are blowing up. And it was like the how when they elect the Pope, it was like black smoke,
the plume.
and then it was white smoke, and then it was flames, and I just and I think I owe my neighbor who I borrowed the pressure cleaner
That's his machine.
about
Yeah.
$400. He's in New Orleans. When he comes back,
Are you
I'm gonna have
kidding
to
me?
explain.
What-
I don't
what
know if
went
it's
down?
salvageable or not,
That's
but
not good.
Doesn't sound like it. If you do need it, I do have someone on Griffin Road that can repair
Yes,
maybe
call
repair
Caesar.
these
lawn
things?
equipment 100%.
I better do that. My neighbor's coming back tonight. I'm going to stall him for a day. I'll go down to your guy, see if this thing is salvageable. Maybe I could get away with just $100 repair instead of having to pay $400 for a new guest. I'm the worst. Okay, people, just don't let me near
I'm
any.
not great with my hands, but I would have at least
mechanical
gotten a tutorial before I ruined the machine.
I don't know what I
You
was
don't
doing.
mess with those.
And then the worst part is I'm halfway through, so my front pavers and sidewalk,
gross.
it looks like vitiligo, where it's like half dark skin, half. It's just like it's
incomplete job.
an incomplete.
Oh,
My grade
wow.
is incomplete, Caesar. The grade here so far is A+.
Yep.
J C Oyster, come on out. It's been a pleasure. Thanks so much, my friend.
No,
We'll do it
my
again
pleasure,
next
Mike.
month
Absolutely. Can't
with
wait to have you.
Raheem and Monica.
I'll make sure they're here for you.
Okay.
Nice.
No, I
Hey,
know that duty calls. Sometimes
did a
they gotta
good
go.
job.
If they find they're probably foraging for mushrooms or truffles or something like
Maybe
that.
they're looking for oysters in Washington
Exactly.
State. I
It's
mean,
all
we
good.
don't know.
I'm sure it's for good reason. All right, everybody. Tomorrow we're going to be at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap up in Fort Lauderdale, 525 North Federal Highway at our usual time. Come on out. They've got a great lunch service. We'll be there eating some good jambalaya and shrimp and grits and all who knows what. But until then, enjoy every fried chicken. Enjoy every oysters, hamachi, and enjoy every sandwich.